Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about the biggest Facebook advertising mistakes. Okay, today I'm going to talk about 4 things and mainly to address whether you should have an audience size of about 1 million, more than a few millions, or should it be a little bit more narrowed down to 100k, 200k. And this is taught by a lot of people to have audience size of millions. Let Facebook sort out the audience for you. Personally, I think that work out your advertising budget, which I'm going to run through with you shortly so that you can understand this first point that I'm going to talk about. The second point I'd like to talk about is your interest targeting. I'm not sure how you advertise, but let me know in the comments how you actually advertise, alright? So do say hello, and I'm happy to answer your questions about Facebook advertising, okay, or Facebook marketing, whatever questions you have. Remember to drop a comment below. As you are coming in, please remember to say hi. Let us know that you're here. Let us know that you are popping in. Let us know that you are tuning into our Facebook Live. Is that okay? Right. So the third question, so interest targeting, I'll talk about it, and budgeting for your ads, how to budget for your ads. And hopefully to talk a little bit about the ROI. I have done a video before. I'm going to drop it in the comments, alright? So if you like the video link, PM us as well or drop a comment. I'll definitely send it over to you. Okay, so we've done a video on the ROI calculation before, but I'll talk a little bit about how to budget for your Facebook ads. Okay, this can be applied to any advertising budgets that you have as well. The principles are similar. I'll share with you, wrapping up, what are some pointers to take note of to get more results with your Facebook ads. Okay, so main 3 things to cover, my 3 topics that I wanted to cover, and let's come over to our Facebook page. First thing first, if I were to click on a post that I would like to promote. Okay, a lot of us do boost posts. Actually, to be very honest with you, there's nothing wrong with boosting posts. It's true that if you launch an ad through the Facebook Ad Manager, it is going to be a little bit more effective. Okay, that is true. Alright, but if you ask me, I would rather you get started with advertising with your Facebook business page than getting stuck and not sure how to set up your Facebook ads on the Facebook Ad Manager. The only thing about the different types of posts is the goal. So if I were to let you know that, hey, automatic is an option and most people go with automatic, don't do that, alright? It might work for people in other countries. In Singapore, it doesn't really work because I think there's not enough data yet in terms of users. We only have like 4 point something million users using Facebook. Overseas, like Philippines has 60 million, Indonesia has more, and many of our ASEAN countries and many other countries are so much bigger than us. So automatic actually does work for some countries, but in Singapore it doesn't work. Alright, so I believe majority of people tuning in to our live are from Singapore. Get more engagement and get more messages. I would like to talk a little bit about this because, to be very honest with you, right, messages cost quite a bit. It's not that it doesn't work. Okay, you have to find a soft spot for messengers. Okay, you have to find a soft spot for it. Why do I say that you have to find a soft spot? Let me give you a scenario. For us, when we do these messages, and even for our clients, per message is about a few dollars, $3 to $4, $5. Okay, not all messages will close to a lead. Sometimes I don't know why, okay, but it happens. Those of you who have tried it before and this is the same thing for you, right? Let me know in the comments, okay? The message comes in, and then when you reply, somehow they just become unresponsive. So no matter how much I follow up, they don't respond. I think it's because in Singapore we seldom use Messenger, but with my friends in Indonesia and Philippines, actually they use a lot of Facebook Messenger. So a lot of them, instead of WhatsApping me, they always drop me a Facebook Messenger. Okay, for my friends that I got to know over the years in Philippines, in Indonesia, it actually works for them. Okay, so for Singapore, somehow people see it as an option, then they message you. But when you actually respond back, they don't respond back, and there's no way else for you to get their contact details. So that's why I think in this consideration right now, at least for this year, I don't think get more messages will work. Okay, but for Instagram, it's a different story because people do use their DMs quite often. so they do see the messages coming. If they were the ones who message you, I think you will not go into the request box. You should go into the inbox if you do reply. Okay, get more engagement. Okay, what's the problem with this? Get more engagement is like likes. Okay, mostly you get likes. You seldom get comments. Sometimes you get comments lah. Okay, and sometimes the comments might not be something that you like lah. Think about these things. Why is engagement important to you? Engagements are easiest to get, So I would say that if you do engagement, it doesn't add to your ROI very much. What then will work better? So it's nothing to do with Facebook advertising giving you the issues, okay? It's that whenever you have a post on Facebook, there is an automatic list available, okay? So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you can change the button. If you do no button, it looks a bit more organic, but the problem is people might not click through lah. So what you need to look out for is just understand the different types of polls will trigger different goals. Okay, so let me show you one of our, what do I mean? If I go to my video, if I change this goal, can you see I have more goals now? I have more than get more messages. Engagements is no longer here. It's get more video views and get more leads. What you want is either to get more leads or get more calls. I think people call you, you have a missed call, you have caller ID. Okay, if you don't have caller ID, don't do it because you will definitely get calls, and majority of the time whenever we launch these kind of ads, we always miss the call. Okay, so whether it's our mobile phone on silent or we are in the middle of a meeting or training, we miss the call. Okay, so I highly suggest to you to consider get more leads or get more calls, but you must have caller ID if you're doing get more calls, okay? Because you miss the call, you can at least call back. These two are very effective. Okay, another type which it really depends on our type of goals. Let me see. Okay, this one. Okay, this one has, because I have a link to my YouTube, and this one is also a link to my YouTube. Okay, this two will have it because there's a link involved. Can you see get more visitors is triggered here? Alright, so get more visitors is something that is going to drive more visits. I highly recommend you to consider reading up about landing pages. Alright, reading up about landing pages. Those who are coming in, drop a hi, say hello, drop a comment, let us know if you have any questions about Facebook advertising. Alright, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay, so get more visitors. The problem is a lot of people drive traffic to their website, and when you do that, the issue is people get distracted. Okay, people get distracted, and when we get distracted, we don't do the call to action, right? We don't do the call to action that is needed. So people then conclude, okay, in my years of experience, people then conclude that, hey, Facebook advertising is not working for me. Okay, it's not so much that this doesn't work. The traffic are targeted if you do it correctly. I'm going to talk about it shortly. But if you land people on a website, they forgot what was it they clicked on, they saw other things that were interested on, that they are interested in, right? So I give you a very quick example. If I'm ready for such results, then it's fine, right? Because sometimes I link people to courses page, and then courses, they get to see the courses that I have, and then they can decide what course they are interested in. But I have to consider a few things, right? First question people will ask me, because Singapore, we have grants for training, for workshop, is your courses funded? Are your courses funded, right? So no, then maybe they are interested, but they will look for funded courses. Let's say I land them directly on my Instagram page. I managed to find a sweet spot on people who are not, they will not use grants, okay? And what they will do is they will actually be corporate sponsored, and they are okay to pay the fees. Okay, let's imagine that I have this group of audience. I link them on my website, right? And my website has so many things. They click on my YouTube, maybe they end up on my YouTube channel. They click on my Instagram post, they end up on my Instagram, and then they forgot that my inquiry form is all the way at the bottom. They didn't fill it up, right? Some people might say, then you should bring your inquiry form up. Well, that is a solution as well. Okay, that is a solution as well. But just understand that we have a lot of things linking people out, even our other course options. So they will be distracted in this manner. Alright, so that is goals. Okay, so goals are very important. I talked about it. I told you goals that you should consider, and in Singapore's context, why Facebook Messenger doesn't work, but Instagram messaging does work. So if you are promoting a post from Instagram and you're doing messages, okay, you can still try that, because a lot of people using Instagram do use their DMs quite often. Okay, so that's a different case scenario. Okay, today my main objective is to address the 3 things that I talked about earlier, right? Okay, so let's say I want to promote this video here. Okay, how to be for me, I can consider get more calls or get more leads. My suggestion is for you to try get more leads, but you have to follow up with these leads quite quickly. After a while they forget, because it's auto fill in, you see. So they forget what was it that they filled in. Okay, what was it that they fill in? I wouldn't say it's a chicken and egg thing lah, but I think that this is something that, you know, you get leads, you need to follow up, right? I tried before, within the same day I tried to follow up. Some still remember, some don't remember. Okay, so if you ask me, I think I would try to get either more calls or leads. Okay, these are the 2. Okay, so let me do calls. Call now, alright, to inquire, or they can comment, or they can message, alright, they can go my. So this would be button. Okay, so ideally is that they can email us, which is messenger. Okay, but like I mentioned to you, it's a risk, because based on my experience, I run quite a number of messenger ads. It's not that the messengers don't come in. The messages do come in, but once you respond, you don't get the replies, because they seldom use Facebook Messenger. Okay, now let's look at settings. Okay, you see I have different settings here. I want you to, either you can create a new audience, or you can select an audience that you have. Okay, personally, sometimes I like to consider advertising people who like my page and their friends. Okay, why? Because the people who follow your page, there's a high chance of their friends being interested in your services as well. So if you do not know who to advertise, this is the first audience. If you have already like a few hundred followers, 200-300 is a good size, because it's a multiplication effect. 300 followers, each of them have 100 friends, it's already how much? The audience is like what? Is it 30,000? 300 followers times 100 friends. This is something that you can consider, and I think what you can do is to set up an audience. Okay, so let me bring you through some of the settings that I have done. Okay, this is actually what we call audience, and I like to put a location as well. Okay, some people say, oh yo, what about the people at the corners? Because this one actually some part of Singapore is not covered lah. Okay, Singapore is about 17 kilometers, something like that. Okay, by the width and sorry, by the, what do you call it, the breadth. Sorry, the width is much higher. Is that breadth, that height, the small is very narrow. Okay, but I want to let you know that if you have a budget of, say, $50, let me type it here so that everybody can see. If you have a budget of $50, anyone watching and you know of friends who are interested in this, please let them know, tag them in, do share the video for us. Okay, it will help us greatly. Let's say you have a budget of $5 per day. Okay, $5 per day. You can reach about 500 to 700 people per day. Okay, so let's assume this. I'm going to show you the actual stats that Facebook gives us. Okay, so if let's say you advertise for 10 days, you can reach about 5,000 to 7,000 people, about $50. This is a bit of ROI calculation. If your audience is 140k, it's still about less than 10%, 5%. Right, 7,000 is about 5% of this audience here. It's a very small percentage. Unless your budget can cross 50% is 70k, then you would, which is about what, $500? Okay, on one single ad. Otherwise, you should try to keep your audience small. Okay, so let's see this setting here. So I've done this real estate. Okay, you want to be as specific as possible. What I like to do is I like to try, if they give it to me, I like to try all this, like people who like Skillshare, Infusionsoft, people who yeah, you know, like all this software, they are a bit more tech savvy, they might be thinking of promoting their business. Okay, so think of those. For this one, I'm targeting real estate. Okay, so I like to keep it below like 150k as much as I can lah. Okay, because I think my budget is very small. Like I mentioned to you, 5% of the audience, so it's not great lah. Okay, so it's not a big, not say it's not great. It's not a big budget lah. Okay, so I like to have this. Okay, real estate directory, you might find that it's not useful, so you can delete it. It doesn't affect the people reach, so it's a very small audience. Alright, so that's fine. Okay, people who are interested in freelancing is also quite wide. Okay, let's take a look. Freelance. It's a bit more specific, freelancer.com, but you can see it increased by 10,000. Okay, so I have all this. Always be very specific. Okay, very specific, as specific as you can with your audience size. And my audience size is 25 to 44. Okay, 25 to 44. I will tell you why I set it this way. So 150k, I like to put the number here because I want to know that the next time I sign in, whether this number has increased or decreased. Sometimes you will see a huge difference. Okay, like 30k difference sometimes. Okay, so I'm done with my settings. I mentioned to you, keep it small. I've explained to you why it's important to keep it small. Yeah. Okay. Another thing you need to take a look at is this one. So remember just now I said 10 days, $5 is $50. Okay, this one have to be very careful. Okay, sometimes when you set they ask you for a daily budget. Sometimes it's a total budget. Okay, so right now I have calculated that $5 a day for 10 days is $50. Okay, so can you see here that this is the estimated reach? This is the estimated reach. Okay, so this is people reach per day, so it's much lesser than what I had calculated. Let's go back to just now that document. Okay, so from Facebook, okay, it's telling me that per day. Okay, so which means that 10 days would give me 820 to 2,370. I would suggest you screenshot this. Why? Because you screenshot, you add it into your Word doc, you at the end of the campaign you can review it. Okay, if you don't, then you know, you're not gonna know it lah. You're not gonna know. So it's actually getting lesser for this specific calling. So let's change this. Okay, let's change this just to help you understand why it affects this results. Okay, so get more leads. Alright, I need to set up the lead form. Okay, so I need to set up the lead form. If you always set up from a Facebook Ad Manager, then the form will not be here lah, so you need to set it up again. Okay, so set a lead form, then the button is to learn more. Okay, otherwise I could try get more views. I think the reach should be, yeah, can you see it changes, get more views. Okay, I'm just going to, so this is estimated daily results. Daily results. Okay, people reach, and this is video views. Okay, so the difference is this. Okay, they need to reach more people to get you a view, because not everyone reach will get you a view. So that's why they have to, and it's quite a big number and a difference. Okay, so you have to decide what is your ad objective. I've already explained the difference, so after this live, continue watching. Okay, alright, thanks for sharing, thanks for coming in. Those of you who are in, drop a hi. Let me know if this is the first time you're watching one of our lives. Let me know if you have any questions about Facebook advertising. Okay, at the end of this video, you can go back, watch this video again, save it for later, share with your friends. I addressed why we should not target millions but hundreds of thousands, 100+K. The interest, the targeting, be as specific as you can. Budgeting of ads, I just talked about it as well. Okay, and how you can get more results from your ads, okay, is to be very clear on your goals. Okay, so this one, if once I add in, let's say it's this workshop, then the arrow will no longer be there. Okay, so this is accepted now. Alright, so these are some things you need to think about. The goal does affect. Okay, if you want to try, no harm trying. Once in a while, I try automatic as well, because about 3 to 6 months, just to make sure that it's working or not working, so that I know, right? Okay, so this is the budgeting. Okay, so I highly recommend for you to do at least a $5 a day. I noticed that $3 a day no longer works. Okay, although I think the minimum now is like $2 something minimum. Let's try and see. Minimum budget is $1.36 per day. Alright, so my budget is $5 a day. Alright, I want more people to call me. So now there's a tax. Unless you're GST registered, you can put in your tax registration number. They will not charge you the tax, right? But if you are, it's a good thing to always try. Don't decide on things too quickly. All right. Typically, the ads get approved within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, most of my ads get approved within 24 hours. Right? Any questions so far about what I've talked about? And pretty much this ad is ready to go, and I can promote it. All right. So this is something that I think it's quite important for you to understand. And also I think why I suggested calls is that although now the estimated daily reach is lesser, there's a high chance that these people are will call. Okay, so always try. You might see that the number is very little, but you wouldn't know the ROI until you try. Okay? Alright. So I am happy with this. Okay, I will usually let it go out to Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, but Messenger actually doesn't really work in Singapore, like I mentioned to you, but it does affect the reach. Alright, so I leave it to you whether you want to exclude or include. It's just a slight difference, not much, but sometimes, you know, it's just that few people who call you from Messenger that brings up the entire cost lah. Okay, so if you really not sure, okay, you can always bring it down at least seven days, right? Promote it for 7 days. It's a more balanced comparison compared to others. Okay, so just click on boost now. Right, so I forgot to double check, but I should have already changed it to calls, yeah, because it's 75 to 215, and now it is actually your ad will run, yeah. Okay, so it's in review. All right, so it will be within the next 24 hours or less. Okay, the only problem is my ad is about Instagram and Facebook. So majority of my ads about Facebook and Instagram, especially recently, since last year, has not been approved. But sometimes it gets approved lah. Okay, so that's why we are trying it. So this is something that you need to think about, and I think to wrap this up, I just want to say that I hope that adjusting it to hundreds of thousands is going to help you drastically, okay, to improve on your ad performance and your ad results. A lot of people like to do it for a very short period of time, for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. It doesn't work. In fact, if you put 4 days in the advertising settings on Facebook, they will tell you that they don't recommend it. This typically, the first few days, they are also trying to learn who is interested in your ad. This is something that you need to give time. There are times when we will launch something for, say, $5 a day or $10 a day, but the last few, at least the last 5 days, we'll give it a boost. If the client has budget, we will usually up it to like $15 or $20 a day. Okay, so yeah, but that's because it's an event-based kind of thing. Usually last minute, closer to the date, more people are ready to decide whether they want to attend, and they usually RSVP. Okay, otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. Any questions about Facebook advertising that I'm talking about today, please let me know in the comments. Please help to like and share this video if it has been helpful, so that it will help us to create more content like this. If we know that it has been helping a group of people, then I think we will do more of it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for joining me. Even if this video has ended, feel free to ask your questions in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them. If you're keen to find out more, we have a Facebook page, and also you can follow us on Facebook. You can also check out our Instagram. Okay, so we are working out on going live on Instagram, so look out for those. We will be publishing our long form IGTV videos very soon. We'll edit them for IGTV, and I look forward to seeing you again, and I look forward to engaging with you on either Facebook or Instagram. Thank you and take care.